Where do you want to sit? Take a seat.
There you go.
We have guests from Hollywood, Kelly Reilly and Cole Hauser, the stars of Yellowstone, and they are in town to present the new spin-off, the Dutton Ranch on Paramount Plus. Yeah, and we are thrilled to have you here, and we say welcome at BILD.
Ich glaube, funktioniert es jetzt? It's on? Yes.
We are on. Are we?
Hello, Germany.
Guten Morgen.
Oh.
Guys, welcome to BILD, obviously, and Berlin as well. Our first question, were you able to see anything, do anything, or is this kind of like your first stop?
I've been here
Berlin?
for 25 minutes.
You just landed, right?
Yeah.
Are you okay? Do you need some coffee or?
No, I'm all set. Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
Well, I got in last night, so we have some time off this afternoon. I want to go find myself a pretzel and a beer.
Pretzels and beer, oh, this is great. Yeah, we took Özlem here because she's very in the topic of your TV show. She has a horse ranch in Turkey.
I have my own horse ranch.
Cappadocia.
Yes, in Cappadocia. And we don't want to give too much away, obviously, about your first episode, but when the first second started, my heart started racing again, just as I believe many people's hearts will race again, because it's been 2 years since Yellowstone wrapped up, obviously. And I feel like there's been, you guys created like a whole ecosystem around Yellowstone. You have the prequels and the spin-off sequels. Where does Dutton Ranch pick up and fit in this Yellowstone ecosystem?
Would you like to start?
I'll start. We're very shy. So Dutton Ranch is a new beginning, not just for Beth and Rip, but for Cole and myself. Mm-hmm. Yellowstone had, for me, certainly, I felt that the ending was absolutely as it should be. The ranch was, the land was protected, the promise was upheld, and the land went back to the Native Americans, and Beth and Rip had bought a small little piece of land that they were going to start their new life with, and we leave them, hopefully, in a happy place after everything they've been through. And so Dutton Ranch begins back in Montana, where they were living, and everything seems to be beautiful, actually, and it doesn't last.
Yeah, I hear comma, but coming.
Yeah, I don't think that would be entertaining, and I don't think it's their karma, quite honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And soon after that, lightning strikes, literally. And from that, we basically, we have to kind of pick up the pieces, and try to figure out this new life. And we make a kind of a decision / risk to go somewhere new and start new. And so we get on the road and head to Texas with Carter. And we try to just kind of slowly find our way. And we are looking for peace. We're looking for a moment to really breathe. Not only as a couple, but, just as a story. I mean, it's been so intense. As you guys know, it's been 7 years of a lot of drama. So the characters are trying to find some sort of peace. And that doesn't last very long.
And you become also close friends with doing this TV show, yes. So what did you miss mostly after Yellowstone ended and it wasn't clear that it was going on, all these stories? What did you miss at each other?
Well, there were rumblings, as Yellowstone was winding down, that there could be a spinoff with the two of us, and we were hopeful, but you never know. And, it came out season 6B and it did very well. And then they started talking to Kelly and I, and we're kind of moving on to do other things. She went on to do a wonderful show. I was going on to do a film, and it presented itself. And, Taylor was talking with us. Chad Feehan came on as the writer, and we started exploring what this show would be. And,
didn't feel like too much of a time gap for us. We would come back once a year to shoot Yellowstone, and Dutton Ranch was the following year for us. So it felt like coming back, but everything was different.
Everything.
New location, new cast, new crew. So everything about it, it was like the same. We sort of held on to each other. You know, we were there, us two and Finn Little, who plays Carter. We're the continuation of this world. So we sort of held on to each other because we've been through so much.
Obviously. That's an interesting point, because I was thinking about this yesterday. Like, if there is anyone that hasn't seen Yellowstone yet, right? Not many, but
Anybody?
some. Anybody? No, we don't want to point them out. But I was thinking that, especially being lucky enough to have seen the first episode, this is a standalone thing, I believe. Like, you may have some questions, like, what's happening, you know? But I believe this does pick up, but it could be its own thing as well. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, that's the idea. We all wanted, not only us personally, but, you know, Taylor, the writers, the producers, we wanted to find a place to really grow for these characters. I mean, we've done so much through the years in Yellowstone, and we've not hit a ceiling, but I feel like we needed to replant these characters in a new place and let them grow. And Texas was the spot that we chose, and I think it's a wonderful backdrop. I mean, it's the quintessential West. It's a different topography, a different way of cowboying, a different way of living, a different, weather system.
Yeah.
Everything is different. I mean, and the cast, as she said, is different. But we were very lucky to have Christina Veros, who is a phenomenal EP now, but also a director. She helped in so many ways. So there was some familiarity.
She made all of Yellowstone with us, so we had that sort of vein running through it the whole time.
So going from Montana to Texas, literally, how did the Texans react to this? We're like, yeah, let's
They
go
love
do
us.
They've
the
adopted
Cowboy
us.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they
Very
were like,
I think
okay,
they
let's
think
do
we're
this.
from Texas.
Yeah.
You need the next new accent, because you're very famous for your different accents, and you now have to speak in a Texas way, or?
Maybe in a couple of years.
Yeah. I don't know about that. I mean, I love the accent. I love that drawl. It's beautiful to listen to, actually. But no, I mean, Beth and Rip are of Montana. They are of those mountains. They are cut out of that granite. So you sort of get to, like you said, uproot them and plant them somewhere else completely. It lends itself to new stories and new beginnings. And I think we were hungry for that. Like we had played these sort of warriors for John Dutton. That was sort of Beth's reason to live, and I think that was also Rip's. So now we're in a place of like, well, who are we now? Who are we for one another? What do we actually want? And I don't think they've ever really asked themselves that question. So that's where hopefully then that's why people could tune in, and if they haven't seen Yellowstone. But I think they should. It would be a shame to not know who these characters are. You know, what they've got in their pocket, like what they're capable of.
Exactly. There is lots of potential for this to start peaceful, but maybe go somewhere else.
Yeah, don't mess with them.
Exactly. Don't mess with, especially Beth.
Yeah.
Speaking of the accent, it's interesting, I think, like when you travel all over the world and people know you obviously as Kelly, but maybe in the past couple of years, like, oh, that's Beth.
Yes.
Do they react like surprised when there's a British accent and not the Montana twang, the Montana accent all of a sudden?
Maybe you can answer in a Montana accent.
I'd need my dialect coach. Yeah, I mean, that's part of the job, right? You're playing characters and you take on a new physicality and a new vibe, and the voice is so important to me. I kind of, not only the accent, but I think when I play Beth, like I try and go to a bit of a deeper resonant in my, like I tried to sort of copy Kevin Costner for a minute. Like there was something about the whiskey and the smoking, and she's a little bit more, speaks from her gut.
Guttural.
Guttural, yeah.
That's the word, guttural?
Whereas I
That's
think
a good
I'm a little
word.
bit more higher. So the accent is fun for me to play with. Obviously, intimidating as all hell, working with a whole cast of Americans. The first season, I was really like, oh, shit, I'm gonna be found out. But everyone had the note, if you ever hear a weak R or any sound of London, please come and tell me. So, and Cole's always been very supportive in that way for me. We tell each other the truth, good and bad, and it's sort of that's how we trust one another, really. But yeah, people who recognize me as Beth think I'm American. Yes, that's the answer. Sorry.
So let's tell everyone a secret. What do you drink all the time? Is it apple juice or come
what
on?
time of day?
Yeah, on the ranch, on the veranda, on everything. So what was the whiskey like? What was it?
Oh no, when we're drinking on set, that's not real alcohol. We do it 20 times. I would be dead on the floor if I was drinking the amount.
What is it?
It's water. It's like
the vodka is water. The iced tea is
they
usually
put coloring
bourbon.
in it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you can do apple juice if you'd like. This depends on what your flavor is.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes Diet Coke if it's in a glass that you can't see. So yeah.
Okay.
Every now and then there might be a sneaky bottle of beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Just to
Maybe.
loosen things
yeah.
up.
Maybe.
And there's also this thing everyone is asking. Beth and Rip, they had a very special relationship to each other and to the others. There's battling, there's fighting, there's drinking. In Germany, we say for drinking we say saufen, and for battling and fighting we say raufen. So what is more fun?
Sounds similar.
What is raufen and saufen? What is more fun on set? To fight or to drink together all the time?
Ooh, I like fighting. I like, all of it. I mean, I think what's great about the show is Taylor has, spun a pretty real kind of world when it comes to cowboys and cowboying and in the ranch life. And, bourbon and beer is a big thing on a ranch. And he's a big proponent of making sure it feels real.
So
That's very elegantly put.
Looks really real. And I've heard the biggest problem on set is, or has your makeup artist? No.
Oh, why?
No. Because, let me tell. Not to tell too much of the first episode, but Beth has this very special scarf.
Oh yeah, my scar.
In his face,
my
and
scar.
this is a very beautiful reminiscence to the Yellowstone-Universe,
Yeah, it's an homage, really.
Yeah, because she survived something. This was her hardest time, her hardest getting hit. Is it hard not to forget it for every?
Luckily that's not my job because I would forget. But yeah, no, I have the scar. She has the scar from season, gosh, I can't remember, 2 or 3. Where she gets blown up and survives.
The back scar is pretty...
The back scar is amazing from the burn. And then I have another scar that was added from the fight with Jamie.
Yeah.
So she collects some scars, like tattoos.
And then when you're in the office as well, you get beat up pretty bad there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No more scars, please.
No.
No more scars.
Do you think Beth will be all right in Texas?
She'll be all right anywhere.
You think a character, yeah,
She's with
but
me.
no,
She'll
to
be
add
just
no
fine.
more scars?
I mean, she's a fighter, she's an alley cat. She'll take your head off if you come for her or anyone she loves. And she's fearless and will not stop. And we've seen that. And I think that's something that, it's sort of a quality in someone, and to have in a woman is, it's quite shocking, actually, and pretty badass. I mean, you expect it from Rip, but to see Beth be sort of more of a... She was raised with brothers. Her mother died when she was very young. She probably fought with her brothers when she was very young and was probably the strongest. I mean, she has more testosterone in Yellowstone, I think, than maybe not Rip, but pretty much all the others. It's fun for me because that's not me. I don't think I've ever hit anyone in my life. So I had to train and learn.
Did you have a real fight in your life? Only in school.
What do you think, man?
We got the side eye. Yeah.
I won't ask anymore. No.
I was wondering if we did take Rip. I mean, they moved now, Montana, Texas. Let's say they have to move to a city like Berlin. What would they get into, do you think?
God, putting them in any metropolitan city could be dangerous for the city itself. They're fit to be in the countryside.
They will look for horses, you think?
Yeah, I mean, I would welcome a episode of taking Rip to a city. I think it would be kind of interesting to see how he reacts to cars, buildings in the world. But we haven't done that episode yet. Hopefully, if we have time, maybe we'll hit Fort Worth or Dallas. I don't know. you know, at some point. So.
Beth has had many lives. She was a corporate raider. You know, she can put on the suit and the heels. My favorite part of Beth is when she's in her dress and boots at home with you. And but it was sort of, there was a clear. She knew the different aspects of herself that she could put on. Everything is calculated, and everything is like for a reason and for effect. Yeah. So when she would put on the suits to go corporate kill or raid or protect or go see the, you know, you knew what she was doing. She was going to war, really. But seeing her at home on the ranch, in her cowboy boots, in a summer dress, like at ease, is my favorite Beth.
Yeah, I don't think, you know, other than the 4/6s when I went to, at the end of the last season of Yellowstone, I don't think Rip had ever been out of Montana. So that was a first for him. So this is a big step, not only for us as a couple and Carter, but a huge kind of step for Rip to go to a new place. And, you know, essentially it's like going to the moon for him, you know.
And doing this show for so many years, being together for so many years, what did you take out for your real life? What did you learn from this show? And I'm not asking if someone of you have ever killed his neighbor. So what did you take out for that? Are you a horse fan right now, or what are you doing? What are you taking? What did Yellowstone give you?
First of all, my family's all from Montana, the Hauser side of the family. So to go do a show in Montana was a dream come true for me. So to do that for 7 years and that to be in my office was just magnificent. I mean, we've learned so much about the horse culture, about ranching. Taylor Sheridan, as you guys all know, that's his passion in life, is horse and ranching. So I've picked up a lot over the years. I've learned a lot, whether it be reining, roping, cutting. So it's been a real learning experience for me, and it's been a wonderful one.
And you?
Yeah, I think for me also, Montana was a big one. It really is. I don't know if you ever get a chance to go, there is something about that landscape and those mountains. It's utterly breathtaking and humbles you. You feel incredibly small, and you feel quite close to God, if I might say. Like there is something magnificent about it, and I felt very like every day I'd go to work and I would be very grateful that I got to. That's like I said, he said that it was the office, you know. And so many times you're going to work, you're getting on set for 5:30 a.m. for when the sun's coming up to get the light, and you've got a steaming cup of coffee, and there's eagles overhead, and you can hear the mountain lions, and you're like, what? I'm from Kingston in Surrey. Like I don't understand how this is possible in my life. So it enriched my soul. It expanded me, the place.
So everyone now has a Paramount Plus access here or bought it. We'll buy it in the next few hours. Is there any fan question you like to ask Cole and Kelly? Okay, yeah, Knut? You see Knut has... you see
Knut's dressed for the part.
Oh, he's ready.
Will we see Beth on horseback again?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Originally, Beth was afraid of horses. There was a terrible accident with her mum, as you know, and she stayed away from them. And then over the course of Yellowstone, she fell in love with them and became the cowgirl that was always in her soul and she was meant to be. So now they've got their own ranch, their own cattle, their own horses, and they are, I mean, I get to ride a lot in this one, so that makes me very happy. Yeah.
It makes Kelly happy, too.
The only time you ever see Beth smile in this show ever is when I'm on a horse or with you.
We take a closer look on that. And you?
First of all, I want to say I'm a huge fan. And my question is, how similar are you to your characters? And like, especially Beth has such an explosive personality, right? Like, how do you channel your inner Beth or Rip?
I'm going to answer that for Kelly, and she can answer it for me. How about that?
That's a good idea.
She is a polar opposite, I would say. Not only, obviously, the accent is a dead giveaway, but as a person, she's peaceful, quiet. I mean, I would say, you know, very loving, almost nurturing at times. And, you know, over the years, we've become so close, and I've gotten to know her so well. But her soul is really just beautiful. So that's...
Wow. Thank you, Cole.
Well, you couldn't do it better.
Yeah. I mean, she comes from the imagination of Taylor Sheridan, right? And so my job is to inhabit. Our job is to inhabit these characters, and that's it's my greatest joy. I love it. I love figuring it out and trying it on and stepping into her. And I think everyone could channel their own inner Beth a little bit. All the girls, all the women should channel a little bit. Not too much because you'll go to jail, but a little bit. But to answer Cole, I mean, Cole's a man of few words, except when he has to be answering questions. But he is always watching and steady and strong. And there is a deep presence to him that I think he shares with Rip that is very, makes me feel, Kelly makes me feel very safe on set, makes me lean into him, makes me trust him. And it's a really beautiful quality, I think, in anybody, and especially in a man. And I think that's what I would say was similar.
Wow, I think that was beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's so lovely to see that this bond was created. I believe one of the, correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the main things that resonate with so many people watching Yellowstone, now being able to watch this, is loyalty, right? Love and loyalty, and that Bonnie and Clyde through thick and thin.
It's what we all want, right?
Exactly. It's the wish, but it's not easy, right? And that's like a testament to it. It's not easy to do that. Everybody wants love, but what do you do when you have it to keep it? What would you like for people when they watch this one now to be the main takeaway?
I mean, we've been very conscious to keep the consistency of the love between the two of us, obviously. The support, you know, what I love about the two characters is how they do support each other, no matter what. And I think it's something that we can all do in our own relationships. We can, you know, if you truly love somebody, you want to support them, right? So I think that's a big one. Moving forward, you know, it really is this small unit. It's Carter, it's Beth, it's Rip. And I don't want to say against the world, because ultimately we don't want the show to be about that. If it becomes that over time, we shall see. But, you know, in the beginning, we are just trying to enjoy life, live as a family, do the things. We have a farm to table idea, you know, that we're trying to do. I'm trying to ranch. She's happy that I'm peacefully ranching, and she knows that's my love. And I think that, you know, over time we should see where these characters go. But the nucleus for the show is Beth and Rip, and that'll never change.
Mm-hmm.
For me, Yellowstone was all about us serving John Dutton. And this promise, this legacy, and the burden and beauty of that, you know. And now they don't have it, they just have one another. And for me, Dutton Ranch, its heart is not about the land anymore, it's about the humans and the people and the family. And I think one might say John Dutton didn't maybe put his children first, the promise and the protection of the land, you know, that was his main focus, and Beth's, you know, would die defending it for him. So would Rip. Without that, they choose now one another. They choose Carter. They choose the protection of the family instead of the huge, big expansiveness of that.
Mm-hmm.
For the end, there's a little spoiler for everyone here. Don't talk about.
Uh-oh.
John Dutton is in the Dutton Ranch. Scene. You see it in the Dutton Ranch, but we won't tell about where he's being
His essence stays.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. No, I know what you mean.
Don't talk about.
You mean what he says?
We see John Dutton in the first episode.
Okay.
Beth could never.
So
he's right here.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
we
thank you guys.
Thank you all.
Thanks for sharing all the new information.
Thank
Have a great time in Berlin. Thank you.
Have a great time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we're going over through the photos. Yeah.